What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. And let's get into it. Here we are. We hit a low today of $600 on the dot. The L up here for the low, 601 cent. Crazy. Significant psychological support there. It's possible we go lower. We're still in this higher low, higher high setup overall. I would be surprised if we went lower. It's a bit surprising that we've seen this drop, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if we did recover from here and continue to climb higher. Right? We're ready. We are right on the precipice of moving up, you guys. I'm not intimidated by this at all. I don't think any of us are. Interesting that there's a lot of volume today, but I'm not impressed. I'm really not impressed at all. I mean, really, it's a lot of volume today, but we've seen a lot of volume throughout this whole move up, both green and red. Whatever. A lot of volume on a higher low. Where did most of this volume come in? You know, I wonder. Let's see. A lot of this volume came in at the lows. Most of this volume came in at the lows. Yeah. Some of it at the highs for sure, but a lot of it I think came in at the lows. Anyways, looking at the 1 hour time frame, we'll zoom out from there. I don't know if I said it already, but shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. Thank you all for being here. 1 hour time frame here. A little bit of a tweezer bottom is what it looks like. A proper reaction. This is good, but we need to carry on moving higher probably right now. It needs to happen right now. We do have bullish divergence on the RSI. We do have that. We got 14 minutes left in this hour. I mean, if we close here or lower, that's fine. If we move a little bit lower on the next hour, that's fine. But we don't want to linger down here for too long. If we linger down here, we definitely will be going lower. And I suspect that won't happen. So probably by the end of the day, we should be back, I would think, around 640, if not higher. If we're not, at least something that's above 630 by the end of the day. Okay. The RSI is bearish at the moment. You have a lower low, lower high kind of trend here. But again, these trends typically end in the oversold zone with bullish divergence. We're in the oversold zone now. We have bullish divergence right now. 1 hour downtrend coming to an end. We've got about 8 hours left in the day. I think the next 8 hours are going to be good. We're probably going to be moving up. It doesn't mean that we're going to be doing this for 8 hours. Maybe it's, you know, it's like this. I don't know. Maybe we're here by the end of the day. Maybe we're a lot higher, but I do suspect we'll move up. MACD, I don't like it right now. The stochastics look probably just as good as the RSI does. 4 hour time frame here. This is perfect. This is literally the perfect moment to buy. Not financial advice, not a financial advice. Just hear me out, right? Let's see. Should I keep going back? I could go all the way back. I mean, like, this works. This works all the way back to the November 21st low, right? Here we are. Here's our zone of support, and maybe even more relatively speaking here. Once you broke that zone clean and clear, once you had that lower low overall, that was the best time to buy. We moved up. It was nice. Whenever we were moving sideways here, and we broke down, we had our lower low, that was the point at which it was the best time to buy, was right there. And then we moved up. It was like magic. Maybe it's like magic. Here, we had this area of support, and we did drop a pretty significant bit below that level. But it was only at that time, after we'd broken through, that this low was the best time to buy. It was still a higher low relative to this, and then we went up from there in a fantastic fashion. This is the first time that I guess we had a higher low before we really ripped, but still the point being, the best time to buy was below that level, right? Does that make sense? Here it's a little bit less obvious, but still you had a significant low here. That was your only real discernible low. You got below that low, that was the best time to buy. Here, we had a flat zone here, and it wasn't as dramatic as some of these other ones, but still, as soon as you got below that level, this was the best time to buy, and then we rallied. Well, my friends, fortunately enough, we have gone below our low. We've broken out. We're going to zero. This means Bitcoin Cash is going down. And every single time we've had that, we've actually moved up at a pretty good pace. At a pretty damn good pace. And if we move up at all how we have in the past, I don't care if it's right now. I don't care if it takes a few days and then it happens. But when it happens, we're going to go well above $700. And at this rate, you know, statistical probabilities included in our thought here, the one exception excluded from our thought, if this happens the way that it typically has happened, by tomorrow, by the end of tomorrow, we should be above $700, you guys. It starts from here. Some people wake up today, they look at Bitcoin Cash from a $660 price, crash down to $616. It hit the lowest of $600. You look at that and you're like, damn, come on, man. I want to see you go up. I look at this as, this means we're about to. This is what we needed. This is actually what we needed. And in hindsight, maybe we should have called for something like this, because it's exactly what has happened before. And they're all slightly different to some degree, but more or less the exact same thought, right? As soon as we went below here, boom. I mean, I think that's what's going to happen. I really do. I'm very confident in that. Anyways, 4-hour time frame, the RSI is bouncing off the oversold zone. That's nice. Kind of. I mean, you've got 10 minutes left, and you're red on this 4 hours, so maybe you come down a little bit more, whatever. I do think this is low, but if we go a little bit lower than $600, okay, cool. Who cares? Everything still stands, what I'm saying. Best time to buy is right now, at least before the next leg up. Stochastics have reset. They don't look bullish or bearish here. I would just say, I mean, I guess bearish more so than anything, but you look bearish at your lows typically. The MACD is more bullish overall than it is bearish, but your MACD and your stochastics have reset, your RSI's reset. I think you're ready to move up. We look at the daily time frame, and it's not even a competition. We understand fully and entirely that we're in a very bullish setup. The RSI at the moment looks like it's breaking out of this trend that we have, right? It's breaking out of this kind of higher low trend. I mean, maybe if we connect this dot down here, you're actually right at that level. I mean, think of it like this, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. If we close here or around here today, it's actually a perfect area to bounce. We're right at the 50 on the RSI. We still have this higher low trend set up, even if we're breaking out of this. But I'm just thinking, like, looking at this relatively speaking right here, you know, we've kind of broken out of this right here to the downside. And that seems super scary. But the thing is, it's only, we're only pointed down. This part is only pointed down if today closes red. We still have 8 hours left in the day. Things look pretty incriminating that we'll be moving up over the next 8 hours, at least in my opinion. We're down 4.8%. I think we can move up and close today green, or at the very least not as red. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if by the end of the day the RSI was giving that higher low formation kind of back. I wouldn't be surprised if we were back above this line is what I'm trying to say. So if that happens, the RSI looks great. We're about to get into the overbought zone. We should be breaking out. That's going to be phenomenal. If that happens, the stochastics come back. We're finding support at the 50. That's great. If that happens, the MACD is not crossing red. And even if it does, so what? We've done that a couple of times before. It just meant that we were at the lows. But we likely bounce from here and we continue to run higher. I mean, it all looks very bullish. The only way that it wouldn't is if we broke out to the downside, if we saw some kind of massive drop. But even then, I mean, we still have higher lows. Like, it's still, I don't know. I would not be upset if we went well below $600. Give us prices at 540, 580. I dare you. I've got some Onyx coin that just pumped in price. Maybe I could take some profits from there and put it into Bitcoin Cash. I probably wouldn't do that. I'm waiting for Onyx coin to resolve its whole move. I'm waiting for Bitcoin Cash to resolve its whole move too. We'll see. I'm hoping that they don't pump at the same time. I'm hoping that Onyx coin or Bitcoin Cash just rips to its destination target before the other one really does. But I think they're going to take off probably around the same time. So, oh well. It's better if they alternate, right? Because then you could take profits on one and rotate it into the other. And if I were to do that, I would not take 100% of my holdings and transfer from one to the other. I would take a portion, like 10% or whatever. I would treat it like trading, because it is. And if you're trading, you shouldn't be trading your life savings. Unless you're a professional trader. I mean, some people do. And they're successful. And spot positions are a little bit less risky, but I digress. Anyways, very bullish on Bitcoin Cash. Hard not to be. I was actually just talking to a friend yesterday about buying Bitcoin Cash, and well, I'm kind of happy that we've dropped down because she gets a discount today now. All we're doing is consolidating, my friends. We all know what's happening next. We all know what's coming, man. It's going to be voluptuous. At the very, very least, it's going to be voluptuous. BCH, BTC, I'm just curious what this looks like real quick. Because it's been a while since we've talked about it. We don't really, it's not necessarily as important right now because we understand, right? The thoughts, the theories about it have come to light. We already know where it's going to go. I mean, I'm very confident that this next move up will take us above these highs. So we will, for the first time in Bitcoin Cash's history, have higher lows and higher highs. We'll see. On a macro perspective, I guess we won't have higher lows. We'll still have lower lows technically, but we'll probably form higher lows at some point. But the main point being, when we go up, I expect that we will break through this level. This level that's been holding us down since June of 2023. We haven't been above this level since 2021. My assumption is when we do finally break above this level that we haven't seen readings above for about 5 years. My assumption is we're not going to do this. We're going to break it, right? We're going to break it. If that's going to happen, we're probably going to see something on the lines of a 1272 to a 1618 extension, or higher is possible. But keeping our feet on the ground, Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin should grow about 122% to 250%. So that's anything from like a 3.5x to 102 or a 1.2x versus Bitcoin, with the potential to do more, with the potential to go higher. I mean, we really could see this 1886200 level. That kind of growth versus Bitcoin likely results in a higher magnitude versus the dollars, versus the US dollar. And I do believe Bitcoin Cash will achieve prices that are probably above 3,000 but below, I would guess above 3,000 but below $4,500. I'm thinking by the end of March. I mean, at this rate, man, maybe by the end of February. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. That's all I'm counting on, is it will be awesome. Even if we only go to $2,700, it'll be awesome. I mean, I really think that we will see prices above $3,000, but time will tell. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. I'm just rambling at this point. This is a very bullish chart. By the way, it's actually not. It's actually a very bearish chart. But what we've done recently, in recent history, recent years, has been very bullish. If you ever see something like this, like imagine we were looking at this in reverse. I mean, if you were rolling over, do you know what kind of chart this reminds me of? I'm not picking on you, Caspas. I'm not picking on the Caspanauts, the Cassholes. I'm not picking on you guys. It reminds me of this chart. It really does. Do you see it? Let's take away all the noise, right? Do you see it? Do you see how this looks just like this? Do you see it? The colors are different because I inverted it. It's red, but they look the same. Well, what happened to Caspa? What happened to Caspa after this? Come on, pick up the pace here. We don't need it to be super slow. That's what happened. We broke out to the downside. And guess what? Guess what happened after that? We continued to go lower. Lower. We broke out. We rolled over. And then we had some quick stabs down. It's taken a second to play out. I'm just going to cancel it out so that we get to the end result. But we dropped. We dropped pretty damn hard. I mean, with that drop overall, that was an over 94% drop from the high to the low. But with this drop here, we dropped about 82%, right? And it just looks the exact same. I do expect a different reaction. This was a kind of slow, drawn-out process. Moving down, you typically do move slower. Moving up, you have those explosive moves. I'm expecting a different process. I think that we will break. I think that it's going to be a very sudden shift, but I digress. I have nothing else to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.